Alright, how's it going? First, I just wanted to say a quick thanks for all the support on the last episode. It's great to see many of you enjoyed it, even though it's not the OG Battlefront 2. Also, sorry for the long wait in between episodes, but these do take quite a while to make, and waiting for the cinematic tools to update didn't help either. Anyways, today's episode is going to be focused on something I'm sure a ton of you guys are going to like, that being Clone Wars mods. I'm very excited myself for this one. I even got a little giddy when I first started testing these. For this episode, I've rounded up a whole whack of awesome clone skins. Just to name a few, we got Cody, Thorn, Blitz, Echo, and my personal favorite, he's brave as fuck, was grown in a broken incubation tube, and is a complete psychotic badass, Hardcase. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. If any of you are fans, or at the very least have watched the Clone Wars animated series, you are more than likely going to remember the Umbara arc. In my opinion, it was one of the best arcs, if not the best of the entire series. One major aspect that played a huge part in making it so great was the amount of memorable clones involved. Not only did we have fan favorites like Fives and Rex, we met some other badass clones like Kix, Tup, Hardcase, and Dogma. By the end of the arc, you truly felt kind of attached to the characters, and they are truly what gets you so attached to the story. But enough rambling about the show, these models by King Warrior 5000 are just beautiful. They are very clean looking, the paint markings all look pretty much spot on, and they are a great way to spice up your game with some beautiful Clone Wars content. Just look at this psycho in the face and tell me you do not want him in your game. The biggest downside to this is you sadly can't have all the skins applied at the same time. You will have to choose one clone every time you launch the game. That kinda sucks. It would be very cool to see Hardcase and Dogma running around at the same time, but unfortunately there's just no way to make that happen. Although I'm hoping I'm just dumb and completely wrong about this. Please do let me know if I am, but either way, at the end of the day, it's just great to see these models in-game. They really trigger some great nostalgia for me. By the way, just make sure you're using the default Shinies mod in conjunction with these skins. The link to everything will be in the description. Next up, we have an absolutely gorgeous Commander Cody skin by Blinks. His armor is as clean as it gets here. Like, literally. It almost looks like he's fresh right out of the factory. I really do like how it's almost devoid of any major scratches or marks. It kind of makes it feel like he's just received his phase 2 armor and hasn't seen too much action in it yet. The skin is for the heavy class, and it nicely strips down some of its accessories like the backpack and shoulder guard, so we're left with a more accurate representation of Cody. The markings look pretty much spot on here, and my favorite touch probably has to be the mouth markings. They look so accurate to his armor in Return of the Sith and the Clone Wars series, and for some reason they're just so aesthetically pleasing. They've always made him look a little more badass in my opinion. Such a small little detail really goes a long way. All in all, the model is excellent, and it looks like it's pulled straight out of Return of the Sith, minus some of the battle damage. Moving on, we've got even more skins by King Warrior 5000. This guy's really been on a roll. Rancor Battalion easily has some of the best looking armor that came out of the Clone Wars series. There's just something about the Phase 1 ARC Trooper armor that is so sexy. These skins of Blitz, Havoc, and Colt continue the theme here of gorgeous skins. Just like the previous skins we looked at, the markings are all accurate, and my favorite part, the commas. The commas in particular really set these skins off in my opinion. Just like the Phase 1 ARC Trooper armor itself, there's just something about the comma. It's so aesthetically pleasing. Just in case you have no idea what I'm talking about and I kinda sound crazy, comma is the name for the waist capes. Not part of Rancor Battalion, but just as much of a badass, the same author has also made a great Echo ARC Trooper skin, which is really nice to see since he never gets nearly enough love. The only problem with these skins, as you may have noticed by now, they are missing the little antenna / scanner thing on their helmets. It's not a big deal, but it is something you notice and wish was there. Not sure if it's even possible to add them though. These skins all replace the officer class, which allows you to use a DC-17 pistol, which is pretty immersive for most of these guys. It would be nice if you could dual wield them though. If anyone knows of a mod that lets you do that, please do let me know. Just a heads up, you will need to use Spiff's Clone Commander mod in conjunction with these for them to work properly. All it does is basically just add the armor to the officer class, which as you can see is kind of important for these to work. Overall, these are fantastic skins of some awesome and often underappreciated clones we never got to see enough of. Finally, we're finishing with 2 more skins. These are both made by different authors, but I'm just going to group them together here for convenience. We've got Commander Thorne by Darth Vader and Waxer by once again King Warrior 5000. Starting with Thorne, this may be my least favorite model of the bunch, but by no means is it actually bad. A few things that aren't quite right include the backpack and satchel, neither of which he would have. They are just remnants of the vanilla heavy. Secondly, the red isn't quite the right shade. It's a little too dark and doesn't match the shade of red on the shock trooper armor from the show. All that said, the markings are accurate, so he is actually easily distinguishable as Thorne, and the real reason I'm including this mod is because it's just pretty damn fun to nerd out and pretend you're recreating his epic final stand. All in all, the model's not too shabby. Lastly, we have another one of my personal favorite clones, Waxer. This model is also probably my favorite of the bunch in this video as well. Waxer is one of my favorite clones, not only because, along with Boyle, they were basically the first clones you sort of felt attached to. The whole storyline between the pair of clones and Pneuma was just great and pretty damn touching. It's just too bad he had to go out the way he did on Umbara. Anyways, moving on to the skin itself, it's a great recreation of his Phase 2 armor. Everything is just right, from the tally marks spread across his helmet and his upper body to the awesome little depiction of Pneuma on his helmet. It's so great to see this unique armor up close and in-game, and to be able to play as one of the more memorable clones who actually went through some pretty good character development. Anyways, that's gonna do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed this conglomeration of clone skins. I'm sure there will be many more to come, but I feel this is at least a decent start towards covering them. Of course, everything will be linked down in the description, as well as the modding Discord itself. I highly recommend joining it. It's where you're basically gonna find all the mods for Battlefront 2. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.